This week on commandN, we head to outer space, we go under the sea, and we find out more about Tweepler. Welcome to episode 167 of commandN. I'm Amber.
I'm Will Pics.
And we're here in Chinatown in downtown Toronto. Now there's a few different Chinatowns in Toronto. This is probably one of the best known. So we decided to come here, and of course it is the year of the ox.
Indeed.
Indeed. So Will, how are things in Will's world?
Pretty busy, pretty busy. How about you?
Pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
It's February now, and I'm thinking spring is around the corner.
Sounds like you have something else around the corner.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that later. He's good. Let's talk now about the tech headlines of the week. Our headlines this week are sponsored by our friends at GoDaddy.com. If you go to GoDaddy, you can get 10% off any regular price domain or hosting package if you enter the promo code commandN. That's the number 1 and the number 0. And of course, if you forget that code, just visit commandN.tv. Our first story this week is about Facebook. The site has turned 5 years old. If you go onto their website, they've put up a slideshow so you can see how the design has evolved over the past 5 years. So we wanted to say happy birthday to Facebook. And Will, you have some kind of news from outer space.
Well, it's actually, the interesting thing is the news comes from right here in Toronto. Some students at Humber College here in Toronto actually built a radio to communicate with the International Space Station and had a 10-minute conversation with the folks up there.
I love all the pictures of these students because they were so excited that they got through.
I would be too.
I know, it is pretty amazing stuff. News from MySpace. MySpace has announced that they have removed 90,000 sex offenders from their website. Now this is twice as many as they thought they would remove at this time last year. And Will, some Google news that gets us deep down under.
Down under and all the way to Mars. Google Earth 5 has launched, and it's got underneath the oceans, and you can go to Mars. And the coolest thing that I think they have on this one is that you can actually record it, and you can save the recording and show it to other folks.
I love it. Very, very cool. Now, I was watching the Colbert Report the other night. We all love this show. And he had one of the founders on from indablomusic.com. So he gave them a big boost as far as them getting some people visiting their website. So I went to check out their site. It's very cool. It's a place where musicians can go and they can collaborate. They can create mashups of other people's music, and they can get together. So you really have this international community of musicians who have come online, and whether you do vocals or play an instrument, you can all work together on a song or have a little fun with some Stephen Colbert stuff as well.
Lawrence Lessig! I did not give you permission.
I give you permission.
Yeah, you got a lawsuit on your hands.
You can totally remix this. I'm fine with it.
Now, Will, this next story that you have really worries me because this woman is obviously insane and doesn't understand text messaging safety.
Well, this is a cautionary tale, folks. This story is about a woman in the UK who sent over 20 text messages before hitting someone on a highway and unfortunately killing them. And this person was going at 70 miles an hour. Now, I see here in Toronto, and I'm sure you do too, people driving around text messaging. So I wanted to bring this story up as a warning and as a public service reminder. Please do not text message while you're driving.
I would have to agree. It probably is the most dangerous thing. You know, it's one thing to talk on your phone. Obviously, it's better if you have a headset. But I know even for myself, when I've tried to text message, your head is down. It is a bad, bad idea.
Just don't do it, folks.
All right, let's check in with Jeff from Halifax, where he has a spotlight segment.
Hi, and welcome to Podcamp 09 here in Halifax. We've got the creators of Tweepler, Jesse Willett and Corey Scott here with us, and they're going to tell us a little bit about how this came about and what does Tweepler do?
Tweepler is an application that we developed for Twitter. We found that currently on Twitter it's a real cumbersome process to follow back people that start following you. So we decided to make that process a lot easier so the user can see a quick glance, a bio of a person, and they can drill down into more detailed info and make the decision if they want to follow or basically put this person in a bucket, we call them, that is kind of like an ignore, and it just shelves them out of the way for less clutter.
What's involved in developing for the Twitter platform as opposed to, say, Facebook or other things? Are there specific complications or anything?
One thing that I see from the Twitter API that's a limitation is how Twitter limits the user itself on 100 requests per hour.
Okay.
which from all the APIs that I've worked before, including Facebook, that's pretty much the only API that I know that limits the user on what they can do with the information they get from Twitter. So if you're already running like the Twirl or TweetDeck or another application like that, you're using your request every hour. And then if you want to use another application like our site, it cuts down on those requests.
And so is that maybe tied around how Twitter has so many outages and stuff like that? They're trying to keep the sort of transaction level down?
I believe that's what they're doing. They're trying to slow down the amount of requests they get so that their servers are not overloaded and they can handle the traffic.
And what encouraged you to make Tweetler?
I mean, pretty much I seen a tweet go out by a social media expert that I know, and he kind of hinted at the problem, and it just struck me, and I thought about it some more. I was like, wow, there has to be a better solution for this. So I just kind of mocked it up, being a graphic designer as my past, and we just went from there. We gathered together one evening and mocked it up and got everything down and just went from there.
And so what other stuff like this do you guys do? Do you do some Facebook apps, some other things like that?
Yeah, totally. I have 3 Facebook applications with about 1 million users across all 3 of those now, and making about half my living on Facebook.
And my day job, I'm a consultant with Spheric Technologies.
Cool. So where do people who want to start trying out Tweetler, where do they find it? Where do they go?
Sure. If you want to go to www.tweetler.com or follow us on Twitter at Tweetler.
Excellent. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
So now it's time for our meaty web picks of the week. What do you have this week, Amber?
All right. I don't know how meaty my web pick is, but it's great for people out there who have a complaint about working with a certain company, using their products. It's a site called getsatisfaction.com. There are thousands of companies who are part of this network. It's really like a social network, but the idea is that representatives from individual companies are on there to help you if you have a complaint. And there's also a community there to help you along. For example, there are companies like Adobe, Twitter, even Whole Foods is on there. So it's an excellent place to go if you have a complaint about an organization and you want to get instant feedback. A great idea, and Leo Laporte recommended it, so there you go.
It's great. I helped some of my clients set it up for their customer service stuff.
It's a very, very cool idea. Now, Will, what about you? I kind of know what yours is, so
my web pick this week is called Your Fonts, and what it does is it takes your handwriting and makes a font out of it, which is pretty handy. Not handy for me, because unfortunately my handwriting is so messy. If I created a font out of it, no one would ever be able to read it. But for you folks who can actually write in non-scribbles, you might enjoy this web pick.
That is a very good point, because I know for myself, I cannot write anymore. My writing is absolutely terrible. So I'm a bit of a printer, but it's all good, Will. It's all good.
It's all right.
Now remember, we'd love to get your feedback. We'd love to include your web picks on the show. All you have to do is a quick little video, post the YouTube link at commandN.tv, or email us at info@commandN.tv. We'll always be in the comments, and we'll be back next week with another show from cold and frosty Toronto. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
I don't want you to mix my words in a song to play in a club. That will make you grind, okay? Make you grind. Make you grind, okay? Make you grind. I don't want you to mix my words in a song to play in a club.
And Will, you have some cool news from Google.
Okay?
Actually,
Oh no, it's not Google. You're right. You're right.
Sorry, I got thrown off. I should have just kept
No,
going.
that was my bad. That was my bad. It's not Google, the space
I
station.
should have rolled it.
Can we start again, Chris?
Sorry.
Okay, start again. Okay. They have gone on their sorry. Wow. Okay.
Don't want you to mix my words
Exactly.
in a song to play in a club. That will make you grind, okay? Make you grind. Make you grind, okay? Make you grind.